Hi everyone, Deb here. I am working on my Junk No More collab entry, if you will, that is hosted by Maria's Miscellany and Turquoise Dreaming Sherry. If you are not familiar with them, go check out their channels. And this month of April on the 14th, we're to use envelopes, junk mail envelopes. So this I'm counting because it looks like an envelope. It actually it's an advertisement to come in for an ear check. Anyway, oops, sorry. But this color I thought could be used in here, and it is junk mail, so I'm counting it as an envelope. It's a little dirty there, but I can, decorate and put something there, and I'll have to cover or glue down the back, probably cover it, and I'll probably cover this part, except for the top, with, what do you call it? Designer paper, like the Kirby Teasdale paper pad. And I think where these coupons are, maybe I'll make that like a double pocket or something. I am not 100% sure yet because I kind of like having this like this. So I thought it could be a fold out on a page or something. So I'm going to play with that. This doesn't go with it, but I kept this because this whole thing is Wounded Warriors envelope, and that would clearly have to be covered. So these are return mail envelopes. They're still pretty clean. And most of them have windows. Red Cross, I get them like twice a month. That's also Red Cross, but it's blue. And I don't know what this one was. Oh, this was for my tax bill, but I paid the taxes. Oh, this would have been good for last week. You know those cans of corned beef, or probably Spam too, I don't know. I couldn't get one of them open with this thing, so I saved it as an old key for some future project. I'll put that somewhere else. Alzheimer's, I no longer donate to them. March of Dimes is yellow. And now these are old outer envelopes, and look, the windows are so much bigger. Um, I wasn't saving the outer ones, but I just watched somebody and they cut this part, the torn part off, and I didn't even open it well. So open your outer parts better, because look at that beautiful window on there. Both of these, who is this from? I don't know who this is from. But both of these have those large windows that I would put something in here to cover, right? And it could either be, I don't know how I would use that yet. Maybe like this and have a, I think I would cut this off. I think that's what she did with something like this. I think, and I'll put a link down below to who I was watching. Because I can't at this moment remember her name. But she was in Australia too, and it was somebody I had never watched before. But she had like 12 ways to use envelopes or something, and it was really cool. Anyway, I think she cut this part off and made it into its own pocket, stitched around it after taking this stuff off. And then this part, I think she also stitched around, maybe not stitching there, but just putting papers and ephemeras, and it was a pocket too. It was really cool. Anyway, so that's what I have to work with. I get them, we're starting to not get them as much except for the Red Cross, Alzheimer's, and stuff like that. So some of these I'll just have to decorate, but they're blue and yellow. They'll be pretty. And this one is pink. So what Easter colors is that? That would have been pretty in the Easter journal or something, right? Pink, blue, and yellow. I don't know that I'll be using all of these, but I'm going to try and make some pages like this one. I'll probably do first because I think that can be a page. And this is the journal I'm working in. This cover was made out of um, a bag, and this is the remnants of the bag. Whoops. I have some junk pieces here, like scraps and stuff. I thought this cupcake liner can decorate one of them or something, and then these are scraps from paper on cardboard still, so maybe tuck spots on the envelopes or whatever. So this is it. I made these for a different collab, and this I found in my stash. I don't know when I made this. There's no, I remember making it, but I don't remember when. It's been a while. And then this I made for um, Crash Your Stash with Dana and Raina. And this too at the same time as that. And then this tag was a different, isn't that pretty? That one, that paper there is pretty. So tags was a theme. I think pockets out of, this is out of tissue box, and tissue box. That's what that was. And this is the paper bag. And then the last one was the keys, old keys, which I didn't have any, so I used the Tim Holtz old keys. So that's the journal I'm working on for this collab, and I'm doing it just monthly. So it's feeling like it's taken forever. Now, Sherry did say, you can finish it early if you want to, but I'm trying to do it in order. So with the things that they say to use. So I'm not going to do a process video because I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going to get off of here and I'll come back and show you the finished pages and or pockets or whatever, and maybe even how I'm going to fit them into the journal. I don't know yet. See you soon. Hey everyone, I'm back. When I was showing you all those envelopes like these in the beginning, I didn't remember that the prompt was junk mail. Well, I had several of these type of things from Altenew, you know, with the coupon code on the back. I've been getting these like heavy cardboard pieces. This one was from HelloFresh, but I had another one. It was like Click something or other. I don't know, like a sports thing, Click Ball, something like that. But it was white on the back, so I used that one. I already showed that. Another Altenew. I had one from Honeybee Stamps. And I have this recipe one, you know, which I could cover. And I get these kind of things all the time. You know, this is part of one of the Altenew ones I used. And this was an Altenew one. And then, of course, Amazon packaging and other packaging. Did you ever see what's in here? I don't know if that's cotton. I think so. I think it feels like cotton glued in there, little puffs of cotton. I don't know. It freaked me out the first time I saw it. So anyway, I decided to use some of those things too. I'm going to show things to you in the order that I did them. Now I will say I did them all except the sewing, and that I brought my machine all the way up from the basement to this second floor. And also I had to go back down and get my sewing box because it had the thread in it. Yeah, anyway, I did all the sewing at the end. So this is the first one. This was a flyer. This pink was like that, and this pink was like this. And I covered it with a piece of paper. All the paper I'm using is out of Kirby Teasdale. I ended up putting washi tape on here because this one here had a really bad black smudge I couldn't get off. So I put washi tape on and a little bit of the black smudge still showed through. So I ended up sewing this. I glued it down first and then I sewed it on with a zigzag stitch at the end. And also when you open this up, it had writing from here down and I didn't want that to show. So I put this about partway down and then I put this along the bottom. Yeah. And I sewed it into a two-part pocket. This was left over from a previous tag. This is just a piece of, it's a little booklet. Yeah, a little booklet out of the paper. And this was also left over from a previous tag project. And another little top open or side open, whichever. I like it as a top open booklet. So those are two little pockets in here. Now I was thinking, I got that a little bit wrinkled. And I sewed between, initially I just glued it, but I sewed between the pockets and I thought that's not centered, but the reason I did it there is because it's in between these two flourishes, which I wanted to leave as they were. I was thinking though I should put some kind of a button closure with it, but I don't want to because I think it'll interfere with this design. So if I do any kind of closure, it would probably be Velcro from here because I covered part of that one up anyway, up to here. But I don't know how I'm going to put that in the book yet, so we'll leave that to decide for later. The next one was a window envelope, a small window envelope. I did a lot with this one. So you can see it is an envelope. I put washi on this edge. I glued this piece of paper down on the edges and made it a pocket, which I have one of the Altenew pieces. And I did not sew that closed because I thought it'd be easier to get this tag in and out if it's in like that. And you can put it so either the pink part shows, and I just stitched along the top of that because I wanted this little piece of chiffon ribbon on there. So anyway, you can put it like this. And I'm thinking this will probably either be glued down, so I put a piece of paper I'm not as crazy about, or on the back, or it can be put in with a, what do you call those things? Like a hinge, and have it be a flip. Um, okay, so this was the envelope flap I folded over. And this is just a little piece of junk mail white and a little scrap of paper. I did sew it right here so that I could create a pocket here as well. And so how I did this is I sewed all around the edges first with this flap open. And then I went back and I sewed here and here again, just there and there to sew it so there's a pocket in the back as well. Originally I had that over here, and then I thought I want something wider over here. So I made this out of an Altenew card. And I could either color that or leave it as it is. And like I said, I left that part open. I could go back and stitch that close, but it might be harder to judge and it would go in there instead of in the actual pocket, I think. I don't know. Anyway, that's my second one from a window envelope, and this is also washi. That one's, excuse me, that one's out of this Recollections. And I did glue some of the corners down, and this one, of course, got stitched over. Then the next one was an envelope with a big window, and this was part of that same envelope. I had to cut it down because it was, I think I have another one. It was too tall for the book. I'm not sure if I have another one because I used one at the end. Anyway, it was pretty tall. I think it was as tall as these, which was a little bit too tall. But anyway, I glued this pretty piece of paper down to the back of the window, if you will, around the edges. Let me open it up. So you can still see that it's enveloped there, but I glued paper here, and so that's not a window. You can't slip anything else in between the window and it, but I like that. And then on the back, I also put this because I thought this could also be like a tip in or something. And then this actually is not junk mail, but I love that piece of paper. And I have these vintage index cards. I didn't distress that. These are from my mother's house. And I decided to go ahead and put that postcard on there and stick it in there. My trimmer tore up the envelope a little bit. And then this one, I had this scrap of paper and I wanted that flower on here somewhere, and then the back is the same as what I used on the back of this one. And a little piece of that, that's just it's a tuck spot. It's a bottom of the page tuck spot. Okay. I don't know where I'm going to use any of these things yet. The next one was a blue envelope, and I just folded it. Oh, did I not have a pocket? I guess I forgot to put a tag in here. Whoopsie, I can do that. Anyway, butterfly paper, green paper, and that one I'm kind of thinking will get glued down and make it be a pocket here and a pocket here, and I did not sew this one at all. I did put washi at the bottom, and I probably got it on a little crooked. And there was a reason I did that. I don't remember what it was. I don't know. I think because I really got the butterfly paper on crooked. I'm not sure. Okay, this next one is a full envelope, but I'm thinking this one will probably go in as a page. This will be a writing spot. This will be a writing spot. I did not open this one up. I actually didn't cover the whole envelope on here, and then I did cut out with my postage stamp dies this little piece of butterfly scrap, and I used the vintage mail and the cancel mark on top of that paper. And this was a scrap of long paper from cutting pages, which I'll show you in a minute. I did sew zigzag all around 3 sides. I didn't do it on this side because there is a tag here. That was a scrap off one of the other papers. I think this is actually cardstock. I'm not sure if that's cardstock or if that was cardboard from something. I can't remember. And I did ink around the edges with, all the distressing I did was with vintage photo this time. This was also a scrap, off Softflex bead packaging. They always wrap their packaging with, twine. And so that's that envelope. And the next one was one of those junk mails like I was showing you. Something like this, pretty much the same size, except it was white on the back. I didn't have to do anything to it except distress it. So I covered it with this bird, which I love. And it said Musica over here. I had a strip of paper like that, and it just about fit perfectly on there. And I ended up leaving this on because this will be a, a flip, a tip-in, or whatever they call them. I thought I'd do it on like the bottom, but it's too wide and I didn't want to cut it down. So it'll have to be a side tip-in or maybe at the edge of a page. I don't know yet. So, but that's what I did there. This one was a smaller envelope and I just folded it up. I didn't sew this, but what I did, here's another piece of the Altenew, and that one I just covered most of the way with a piece of very vanilla cardstock from Stampin' Up. But this is the top and the bottom of the back of the Altenew card. And I thought that could be colored sometime or watercolored or whatever. And what I did is I made a little envelope belly band, if you will. And I figured this one will be glued down. I didn't do anything to the back, so you can tell it's an envelope. But it could be another, you know, double pocket. Like it could have a pocket here and then here, which I have that in, and then this. And then this, I had opened the light pink chiffon ribbon, and I only used it here, I think, on this little tabby. But anyway, I had cut that, and I don't waste that. I use it like a little bow, so I glued it onto here. And this was a cardboard packaging from somewhere, Dollar Tree or somewhere. And you can see that's an envelope in there too. It's white. So yeah, that's a little extra journaling spot. And then, let's see, the last one I did, oh, it was the other window envelope. I had watched somebody, I think it was Paper Muse yesterday, Saturday. I did most of this on Saturday, except for the sewing was all done Sunday morning early here. I did everything except this and 2 things in my book already. This was from Honeybee Stamps with a coupon code on the back. So I decided to leave that as it was. And I also didn't put anything else behind this envelope window. So I love butterflies. I stenciled, I have a little, I don't know where I got this stencil from. It says it's plaid. Did plaid used to be? I thought that used to be maybe AC Moore, Joann's or somewhere. I don't know. Or Michael's. I don't think that was, maybe it was Dollar Tree. I don't know. Or Walmart. But I also got this for free sometime. I can't remember if it was earlier this year or last year or something. This little tiny wonky dot stencil. So I used that with Vintage Photo. I brushed over the whole thing with Vintage Photo and I stenciled a blue and purple butterfly in Tahitian Tide and Gorgeous Grape inks by Stampin' Up. And then over here, this was the other part of the envelope from down here. And you can see the flap still has the envelope part. This one will have to be glued down because it's kind of thin. And all I did was, this had a little bit of the torn part of the envelope where they have extra pieces on or something, like a seam. Anyway, I didn't like how that looked, so I bent it over and then I fussy cut one of the butterflies out of this paper and just glued it down on there. And then more butterfly paper, and this was actually a piece of tissue box. And for the tab, it's a piece of envelope strip off another one, which I'm going to show you now. That's in the book already. We'll leave that one up like that. So that'll be a tuck spot, and this will be, I think this will probably end up being glued down. This rough stuff, that's what I was talking about, was under here. Okay, so I cut paper from the Kirby Teasdale 12 by 12 paper pad to put in here. So when I had done this for the old keys thing, I had used this, I don't know if it's yarn or twine. Anyway, I kind of made 3 signatures with it. So the other thing I wanted to show you from junk mail though is I just left this envelope like it was. And I might decorate it later, maybe with a wide strip of washi or something, and the rest can be written on. This has a little extra reinforcement there. And so the other side of that is here. And I trimmed it a little too close, but I figure the way it is in the signature, and it's not sewn in, they're just slipped under those yarns or whatever. I could put something on this page to show through, but I don't know what's on there. And I left this like it is, but I did bend over. There was a little flap here from partially cutting off the actual envelope flap. So I bent it over and put it on this side. So that's one thing. And the other thing was Amazon packaging. Now, I don't know. This was made previously, so I tucked it in here. You can still see the Amazon address, but my address is covered and down in the pocket. So I have this, which was made for Crash Your Stash collab, and it's just a little pocket thing you can put things in, but yeah, so I have that. And then I did stitch just down the sides, and I'll tell you why in just a second. And did you know their bags on the inside are perforated? Amazon? So here you can see another one maybe. It's perforated there, and I folded it on the, well, near the perforations. It's like every 2 inches or something up here, because there's one there and one there. Yeah, I never knew that because I never opened to the inside of the bag. Anyhow, I don't know why my stitches were missing here, but yeah, they missed there. Anyway, I think it's because, and what I wanted to show you is, these bags are recyclable, but they have this white stuff in them. I think it might be cotton, little things of cotton, because for it to be recyclable, it would have to be made out of paper pulp or something recyclable, right? Because it says recyclable just like paper. Now this was something I found in my stash that I had made ages ago. I don't even remember when, but I was doing mixed media. Can you see it's got, what do you call that stuff? No, not glossy accents. Mod Podge on it. I used to do mixed media Mondays with Danina. I don't think she's doing YouTube late anymore. I'm not sure. I know she was on Facebook for a while, but I haven't been on Facebook much. So that I made outside my second signature. I don't think there's anything. And what I had done is I cut down some of the 12 by 12s and I had 2, 4, 6 pieces of coffee dyed and or tea dyed paper. So I put 2 in each signature, and I haven't sewn any of these down or glued them down because I wasn't sure what I was doing, and I might want to take pages out and sew them. That's the back of one of the pieces. So I just did designer paper from the pad, coffee dyed or whatever, designer paper, that from the pad, and designer paper. Hang on. Okay, 2 designer papers. And then this one got the Amazon thing at the last minute. So here's the third signature. That one already was folded like that, because I think it was one I took out of my purple journal. I really don't like that. That's going to end up getting something like this on it, I think. I'm not sure it'll be that one, but you know, I just don't like the Duchess corset. And Teasdale Studio is the name of the paper pad. That one is the center. That one I don't mind. The lady. Coffee dye, that other one, and that. And then this was already in here. This was Kleenex box, I think. Oh no, this was one I made with the plastic thing. This was Kleenex tissue box or whatever, or tissue box. I don't know if it was Kleenex. And this was tissue box. And I'm pretty sure this was too, because I covered both sides. And this was junk mail also. It was a bag I received. So yeah, so that's what I did. I cut pages because now I didn't put any of these in, but you don't have to decorate your envelopes if you don't want to. I just like doing it because they're pretty. So I can put this, anywhere I want in here. Probably on a plain page somewhere. Even in the center. I don't know. I think I like it better like there or something. But, so I can go through and figure out where I want these. Except this one is presenting a problem to me. I might, because if I put it through, well, I could put it through and have only this much would be on one side. But I kind of like it like it is. I don't know. I don't think it'll fit. It might just end up being stuck in the back, laying in there like that. Because it's pretty big. It's bigger than the other pages too. So this journal is going to end up being a chunky monkey by the time I get all this stuff in here. I can decrease the number of pages, but I only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have 4 pieces of designer paper each and 2 pieces of coffee stain paper each. Then this one has an envelope. This one has an Amazon paper, and I don't think this one has anything extra so far. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing what is next per Maria's Miscellany and Turquoise Dreaming Sherry for this is supposed to be Junk No More, all made out of junk, but I am using the Kirby Teasdale or Teasdale Studio, what is it called? This one. Because I have had this for ages, and it is paper, it's not cardstock. It had 80 sheets, and I think I'm maybe only halfway through the paper pad. So I don't think this journal is even going to finish it because I have, these strips I cut off to get the pages sized right. And so I use the scraps first if I can. And that's what I use for all the tags and these things that I've been covering and all. So let me know what you think. Did I give you any new ideas? I hope so. On how to use your junk mail. Yeah, let me know. This, because junk mail's not just envelopes. This was one of those card things. I like that. And this one, I'm really kind of loving sewing on paper. I hadn't sewn in years. Another butterfly one. I love that image. And I didn't see anybody do that. I saw a lot of people put paper down on the bottom part and then they tuck stuff in, but I wanted that image to always show through. So I made the tuck behind the image. Another tuck spot there. And this one I really like with all the different pockets and things on it too. So yeah, those are my projects. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, let's see, the 14th, this goes up Sunday and week ahead. Okay, hugs, love, and peace.